Hi there, this is Sylvia, and I wanted to actually recap everything that we did in the Viennese waltz class last night and emphasize the most important points. So we talked about connecting the weight to the floor. In other words, when we talk about that, we're talking about making sure that we feel the weight over one foot before we start the step. So we started with, let's say we go forward with the right, which is what we were doing. We're gonna go forward to the right foot and we connect now all the way to the right foot. Then we can step forward again, connect all the way to the ball of the left foot before we continue. And then we need to connect all the way to the right foot to resolve it or to settle. And then going back, the same thing. We go back with the left foot. If you notice, I start by connecting my weight to the standing foot to move my foot back. And then once I get onto that foot, I release the toe of the other foot. And I need to put the heel down because there's no foot rise on that foot going backwards. Then I go back with the right foot, and again, I've got to connect the weight to my standing foot. Then I can go back, and once I'm on the right foot, I can release the toe again, and I will go backwards, and at the last second, I will make sure the heel comes down, and then I can go into my last step and collect the weight. But if you notice, there was a point in time where I had to have full weight over one foot or the other before I allow the other foot to pass forward or back. And that was the connection of weight from foot to foot. The other thing we spoke about is the releasing of our joints. Releasing the joint by starting by rolling through the feet, knees, and then hips. In order to dance well, we have to continuously release the hips and use the knees and feet to connect to the floor. So this is just one of the exercises that we did. Start rolling through the feet. If you notice, I'm rolling through the feet, I'm bending the knees, and then it goes to the hips. And more than likely, the hips should be going slightly forward at the diagonal, not from side to side. And we should not take both hips forward at the same time. It's actually more of one side. And if you notice, my knees are flexed, and to the other side. And it feels like you're going at a diagonal because, of course, you are. And that's the releasing of the hip joints and the hip, using the hip flexors from the feet to the knees all the way up to your hips, and then of course you can create sway with that. The last thing we talked about, which I want you to see very clearly, is the footwork of the fleckerals. All right, so we went forward with a foot in the class that turned into a side step. We crossed the foot behind, then we take the side step that unwinds us, then we step forward with the right, we step forward with the left, creating a side step, and we take a forward step and a cross. And then we repeated the action, forward into a side step, then we went backwards with the right foot, and we did an unwinding, and that was the 3 measures of the fleckerals, or in American would be a combination spot turn if we start with that back action, which is side and back. But in the true fleckerals and international, we literally begin, if I go to the right, with the right foot going forward, forward side, and forward and across, and then forward to side, crossing behind and unwind. That would be the right foot fleckeral. With the left foot fleckeral, we're going across with the left foot. We're going forward to create our side step and forward again and across. And then we go forward to create a side step to go backwards and across, and then unwind the feet. And that would be the left fleckeral. And I'll see you next Tuesday at 7 o'clock.